It's e-girl night!
Hey! I'm so fucking excited.
Me too. I needed another girl on this channel because I've only had 2 females on here so far, which is not purposeful at all. I just feel like out of all like conservative liberty Twitter, it's not a lot of females on there, and the ones that are on there are kind of bitches. So you're one of the few that is not a bitch. I really like you, but I've never spoken to you face to face before, so I'm very excited. So anyways, to those who don't know my special guest, who are not from Twitter, don't follow her on Twitter. This is Hannah Griff, aka Yeah Right Girl, the blogger, the writer, fellow Rogue Review columnist. Why don't you tell them a little bit more about yourself?
Yeah, I've been in politics, like just interested, involved since I was 16, 17, 18. I'm about to graduate from PSU, Portland State, from the political college, actually, which is pretty crazy that I survived. So I'm about to be done there. And then, yeah, like Liv said, I write for the Rogue Review as well, for my own website. We're always talking, bitching, talking shit on my page, so it's fun.
And if you guys don't follow her, I do have her social media linked in the description, and that's her Twitter right there. So how are you doing today? What is up? What is the thing that you are mad about on Twitter today? Because I have a daily thing that I'm mad about on Twitter. So what is yours?
Oh God, let's see. Actually, let me just scroll for a second because I did see something this morning that what was it? Oh, Gwyneth Paltrow.
Bro,
that she had to eat bread.
Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Go ahead.
Dude, she fucking what did the tweet say?
It was like the worst thing that happened to her during the lockdown was she ate bread.
She like it was like super dramatic though. It was like she broke down and like ate bread. Okay, Gwyneth Paltrow broke down and ate bread during quarantine. Your lowest point. Probably when I like lost my job and like didn't have a job anymore after I bought a house. But like bread, oh, poor thing.
Bread. I was like, when I read that tweet, I was like, yeah, probably when I fell into like a massive depressive episode because of the lockdown.
Literally, when I like was sitting in my room, like wanting to off myself because I didn't have a job anymore. But you know,
so relatable.
At least I didn't.
I was like, yeah, I was like, probably when I came home from work waiting tables after making $7 an entire shift because we were open at like 25% capacity and everyone was ordering to go, so I had no tip. That was probably one of my lower points during the quarantine. But shout out to Gwyneth Paltrow. So sorry that you had to go through that. Isn't she the bitch with like the vagina scented candle or something?
Candles.
Love
the
that.
Vagina candles.
Love that.
Yes, she has the vagina, the that smell like her vagina, like you would ever want to burn that candle. I'm sorry, what does that candle smell like? Let's be real. It doesn't smell. It does not smell like the vagina. If it does, it will not be a candle. It shouldn't be a candle.
No, because that doesn't appeal to me.
No,
that
I don't think it appeals to anyone. Who does it appeal to?
Fucking weirdos. Also, shout out Alvin. I'm here for the Black Libby. We coordinated this. We are very in sync today with the e-girl / emo / goth / fucking Marxist thought makeup is what I like to call it. But honestly, I think we need to reclaim it because my inspiration was Naomi, I forget her last name, and Jesse Bennett, I think, on Twitter. They both have like they rock the black lipstick and they rock the eyeliner. So I really fuck with that.
Dude, it's super cute. Honestly, like I put this on to like be a thought, but like I kind of feel like I look, you feel cute. I feel like an Antifa mugshot, but I also feel cute.
I feel like if I got arrested right now and I like took my Antifa mug, I would be like the one attractive person in Antifa. Like they all look busted, but I feel like I don't know. The lashes is like way bigger than the lashes I usually wear, but I'm like kind of feeling it.
Dude, they're bomb. They look bomb.
Thank you. They're off of Amazon, probably from China. I'm pretty sure like a 9-year-old made them, but it's okay.
We just won't look into it.
Yeah. Anyways, So besides the Gwyneth Paltrow thing, the thing that made me fucking mad on Twitter today is, and I don't know who this dude was. Apparently he's like some famous like podcast host or somebody. What the fuck is this dude's name? Oh yeah, this dude Tom Leykis. I don't know who this dude is, but basically 7 people were dead after a shooting at a children's birthday party in Colorado Springs, and he retweeted this saying, Colorado Springs voted for Trump. Enjoy, hashtag thoughts and prayers, hashtag womp womp. And I was like, what the fuck?
Oh my God.
I was like, this is the worst case of Trump derangement syndrome I've ever seen in my entire life. This is like an elderly white man, first of all. Like first of all, I hate white liberals. They're the worst. And I'm like, why are you cheering on 7 people dead at a children's birthday party? Because you don't even know if they voted for Trump.
It's literally
Colorado Springs voted for Trump. But even if they did, let's say these people were literally diehard Republicans. They had a Confederate flag and a thin blue line flag in their front yard. Let's say they were like just like the cringiest boomer MAGA conservatives you could ever find. They still deserve to fucking die and get shot in front of their kids. Crazy.
Like, because they like a fucking politician, president, whatever, like, you're gonna wish that on them. That reminds me of, like, so last fall there was, like, really bad wildfires in Oregon, and I had to evacuate my house. And, like, the county that I live in is, like, we're still outside of Portland, but, like, it's pretty rural. And like on Twitter, I was trying to follow Clackamas County like updates for like the fires, and there were people that were on there were like, Clackamas County is like the red county in Oregon, like it's all the rural people out there, all the MAGA people, like they fucking deserve this, like this is like wildfires. Like we were literally evacuating our house.
Thing when people in Texas were literally freezing to death, and people were like, "Oh, Texas is Republican. They voted for this shit. They voted for no infrastructure. They vote." I'm like, "What?" They're like, "They voted for climate change. They deserve this." I was like, "What? They voted for climate change? What?" This is a random question, but I'm gonna answer it. Thoughts on what is going on in Palestine right now? This is like, today is like, I've been scrolling through Twitter and it's all this shit with Hamas and everything. I haven't been following it that closely, to be honest. And I honestly don't want to give my opinion on live when I haven't. I don't know what's going on today. So I know there was something with Hamas happen. I can't say. I don't know. Did you follow it more closely than I did? Because
I was gonna plead the fifth too. I don't know enough to talk on it, so I'd rather not.
Let's not incriminate ourselves right here, because this is crazy. I get accused of being an anti-Semite all the time because I'm friends with Hotep Jesus, and yeah, it's like a whole fucking thing, and also because I criticized Ron DeSantis. And I'm releasing an article on the Rogue Review soon. I keep pushing it back because I had finals the last 2 weeks and I've just been like so fucking busy to write. But I criticized Ron DeSantis for passing a bill in Florida that protected or criminalized speech that was critical of Israel under the new anti-Semitism discrimination bill. And if you read the small print on the bill, because I did read the whole bill, which is like multiple pages long, because people don't read these bills, they just like pass whatever. But I took the time to read it, and under the definition of anti-Semitic speech, which would be penalized under the anti-discrimination law, like when you obviously, like, you can't call someone like the N-word, or you can't ban Black people from a college. Like that was it was like kind of shoved into this anti-discrimination thing. But under the definition of anti-discrimination, it said posts and language that are critical or demonize the country of Israel. I'm like, you should be able to say whatever the fuck you want about Israel, good or bad. And that's not me like stating my opinion on it one way or the other. I'm just saying, like, protect free speech. Like that's free speech. So
yeah.
But anyways, I get accused of being anti-Semite for that all the time. So let me not incriminate myself any further. I'm not an anti-Semite. Let me just say that.
Or a Nazi.
Yeah.
Despite popular belief.
I'll just say the Iron Dome defense system is incredible. Yeah, that's pretty fucking crazy. Israel has I don't know, one of the most advanced defense systems in the not in the country, on Earth, I guess. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah, it's a dangerous fucking path to ban speech that criticizes any group, an ethnic group, a religion, a nationality. I don't like when people call me the N-word. I've been called the N-word countless times online. I've been called the N-word to my face. I've had, horrible racist verbal attacks thrown my way, but I don't want to throw anyone in jail for that speech, and I don't want to ban them from, a public platform for that speech.
Yeah, that's what's so crazy. Like, why is it like it's okay that way, but it's not okay the other way? Like, conservatives freak out and like, oh, censorship, blah blah blah, when anything happens, and then like, but you're trying to literally pass laws that like are going to limit what people can and can't say. Like, it's a little sus.
And it's not even just Israel. It's not even just that. Because I remember when conservatives flipped the fuck out at Colin Kaepernick. And they're like they're saying like, oh, he should be banned, like all this kind of stuff, like NFL is a private business, blah 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 blah. I was like, but the NFL doesn't have an issue with people kneeling. Like, they don't have an issue. So like, why do you have an issue with a private business letting people protest the way they want? And I saw a post like last week that was like, oh, like Tokyo banned like Black Lives Matter t-shirts or whatever the fuck from the Olympics in this summer. And all these conservatives were like, yeah. I was like, how, like, that is the stupidest thing to be excited over. First of all, I don't think they allow any political t-shirts. So I don't, they're just, the Olympic Committee does not allow any type of political t-shirts or protesting at the Olympics. And it's pretty much always been that way. So that was just like some clickbait article that conservatives got all rallied over. They're like, oh yeah, Japan is based. They're like, no. I was like, that shit was never allowed in the first place. Like,
and they don't give a shit. Like, they're not on our side. They don't care.
It's not a fucking thing there. They're like, yeah, Japan is taking an official stance against Black Lives Matter. Like, no, they actually don't give a fuck, and Black Lives Matter is non-existent in Japan because they don't have Black people in Japan. So I don't know. Like, what the fuck? But yeah, so I don't know. I actually just did a comment earlier. Oh yeah, someone, like, before we even went live, someone commented, talk about Black Lives Matter. That was like literally 30 minutes before we even went live. But I did want to say something because y'all all saw my Black Lives Matter is a fraud video. But now I saw the funniest post today that Patrisse Cullors, who was like the main feature of that video, who is the co-founder, who is a quote unquote trained Marxist, who owns 4 multi-million-dollar homes, she's now been funneling donations to her fucking baby daddy, which is so fantastic.
I love it.
So fantastic, because they're the ones saying that we don't need a nuclear family, and she's fucking funneling funds to her fucking baby daddy. I love that.
I just love everything that comes out about her. Every new like little tidbit is so fun to learn.
Love it. What's your opinion on BLM as of lately? What's going on with that?
My opinion?
Yeah.
I mean, it's just like I just said, it's entertaining to see it all, because we knew it all along, right? Like, people were calling this out like a year ago. Like, the organization Black Lives Matter Capital, like, it's bullshit. It's just it's for profit. It's for money. And like, people are just now realizing that, like, oh my god, she's buying all these mansions and like funneling money into like accounts.
I was like, are you guys surprised? Are you really shocked? Like, this is what Marxists do. This is what communists do. It's never them that are, the working class, the poor class, the bottom class. They have the fucking funds. And it's like, I blame the white liberals for this, because the Black people I know, like the Black people in my family, they weren't the ones fucking donated to Black Lives Matter. It was like guilty ass white people that were like, this is going to atone for my generational sins of racism. And they send them like $1 million. Literally, in the last year since George Floyd, they raked in $90 million.
Oh my god! And for what? Where did it go? Like, literally, what?
Patrisse's fucking real estate portfolio. That's where the fuck it went.
It's great for her.
Yeah.
Did you see her interview where it was like, she was like, well, you know, it's not really just, it's for my family, so
yeah,
it's not selfish.
I'm like, what, dude? Also, this is a good point. The local chapters, some of the local chapters, and this is like very few of them, some of them are actually cool. I think it's BLM 757 is the one that worked with the Boogaloo Boys and the Black Lives Matter people. And like they're not like super fucking communist like a lot of them are. But that's really all I know. All I'll say is I'm not going to associate myself with anyone saying BLM Black Lives Matter because I understand that it's a very discombobulated organization and that some of the local chapters are pretty much not involved with Patrisse Cullors and Benjamin Crump and Al Sharpton and all the people at the top. But I'm not going to associate myself with that because people know what people's minds always go back to that when you say BLM. And like I used to be one of those people that was like, you know, I'll say Black Lives Matter, but I'm not going to be affiliated with the organization. Like but now I don't do that shit anymore because everyone thinks of that organization when you post that, and they were the ones that coined that term. Because there's a million other ways to convey the message that Black Lives Matter without being like BLM or posting a fucking like black square and shit. Like I don't fuck with that.
Yeah. And it's like you can't separate them now. Like you can't say Black Lives Matter without it meaning capital Black Lives Matter. So it's like whatever.
Yeah. Fuck you for this comment. No Cop Mala tonight. No, not doing Cop Mala tonight. Cop Mala's coming soon. I have to clear my schedule because I've talked about this before, but the Daily Caller wanted to pick it up for like a series. And at first I was like, no, because I don't want to straighten my hair again. And then they bought me a wig. So I had no choice but to say yes.
Oh my God.
They literally bought me a wig.
The dedication.
They literally invested. They're like, I think they're like, they really liked that video. I was like, this is embarrassing because I used to work there last year and like the editor-in-chief sent the video of me smoking weed to Tupac to the fucking Daily Caller like group chat. I was like, oh my God, this is awesome. I was like, bro, this is embarrassing.
Dude, that video was fucking gold.
It's embarrassing no, it was so though. Good. Like I thought it was gonna be like a stupid little video that got like, I don't know. I thought it would get like 200 likes. And then I saw like all these big like right-wing fucking politicos. Like I saw like Will Chamberlain retweeted it, Jack Posobiec retweeted it. I was like, dog, stop. Please.
You want to undo that shit. Isn't that funny though? Like, do you ever have a tweet that like goes super viral that you're like, ooh, I kind of wish like
all the time.
You like tweet out and then it starts like doing like I have regrets.
I've deleted some tweets. Like once I get over 1,000 likes, I'm like, whoa, what is going on? Like I'll literally just delete it. What's up, Austin? What a God's name is happening, Goth Olivia? It's actually E-Girl Olivia or possibly Marxist E-Thought Olivia. I'm not sure. But yeah, I actually ran out of black lipstick and this is black eyeshadow. So if y'all want to pitch into the fund for me to get black lipstick, drop a fucking super chat. Olivia should talk to Jafari from BLM 757. He is running for Virginia governor to talk to Brittany Talicia King, who used to lead a BLM chapter in Mike Pence's hometown. Yo, I follow BLM 757 on Instagram. I do want to reach out to them. I think I want to say those are the people that was cool with Mosh Toure and I think Spike Cohen. And if you guys know the Boogaloo Boys, you guys know Magnus Panvidia. He recommended them to me originally, so I am down to talk to them. Like I said in previous videos, I'm down to talk to progressives. I'm down to talk to liberals. We just have to like find common ground, I guess. And Spike Cohen, and if you guys don't know, you should know who Spike Cohen is, but he was the vice president pick on the 2020 Libertarian ticket. He was my last guest on my live stream, and he really kind of drove the point home that we need to meet people where they are in terms of liberty. Like I will talk to a liberal if they are willing to talk about like decriminalizing drugs or, you know, ending qualified immunity. I am willing to talk to a hardcore Republican if they want to talk about capitalism and free markets. Like I'm willing to talk to anyone if they want to unite under those goals. So yeah, I'm totally down to talk to anyone that's in BLM that wants to go to those goals, but I can't put the BLM on my bio. I'm not going to post a black square. You can't make me post a black square. I had people mad at me that I didn't post a black square.
Are you serious?
Literally, yeah. I created a separate Instagram today, guys. First of all, Patriot J, shut the fuck up. I'll address you later. I created a separate Instagram today for politics because people on my main Instagram are so mad anytime I post anything political or don't post anything political. Because in July or June or whenever that shit was happening, people were tagging me like, post the black square. Like, how are you a black woman? Like, I block people. I'll block you. I don't care if we went to fucking second grade together, Jessica. Don't tell me to fucking post a black square. You're white. You're white. Let me address this comment real quick. Patriot J says, Olivia looks like she just got through yelling at me for not respecting her preferred pronouns. Well, funny that you say that because you just said her instead of they, them. Oh, I should put that
sounds
as a
rather assumptive.
Yeah, my pronouns are they, them. How do I put this up here? Those are my pronouns, bitch. I need better.
Oh my god! How
what's
did you
funny?
do?
What's a? I need. What's a funnier pronouns? What's the one that they do now? That now they're doing like neo pronouns, which is like animals and shit. I've seen buns. I've seen like bunny. I've seen bunny. I've seen vampire. I'm gonna say my pronouns are e-girl and e-girl self.
Oh.
Those are my pronouns, guys. Anyways. Thoughts on 2020 presidential election fraud. Also, I hated it when people kept saying voter fraud when it is more about election fraud. They're not the same thing. Also need open source voting. So this is complicated, and I only really want to speak about my personal experience because I really don't like, again, I don't like talking about shit I don't know enough about. But my personal experience, in the 2020 election, I was working on a state rep campaign in Pennsylvania, in Monroe County, Pennsylvania, which is like an important county in an important state for the election. And I was also working for Monroe County GOP committee. And what we saw there was not voter fraud, but I think election fraud, or I don't know how to categorize it. But we found out that the United States Postal Service branch in our town had shut down the mailboxes of the Republican Party, my candidate, and the pro-life women's pregnancy center. They had shut them all down, even though they were all paid for and they had receipts for it. And I was helping to manage this woman's campaign. And I got her on like local news, I think like ABC and fucking Fox, or I don't know, some like a couple local news channels. And she was talking about this. And we had like more people come forward with stories like of really fishy things happening with the post office and shit like that. And then this lady who worked in the courthouse, who also was a volunteer with the Republican committee, who was my boss, she is she's a lawyer. I forget what category of like legal representation you have to be to do this, but she had like the legal responsibility to help old people and like the nursing home vote with like their absentee ballots. And she does this every year for her friends who are in the local nursing home. And she goes in this past year and they're all filled out, and they're all filled out Democrat. And she is looking through them to like take them to the voting office, and she's like, these are people that have never voted Democrat in their lives ever since I've been helping them vote, who are now voting who are now voting Democrat. And it was just like there was a lot of fishy shit going on in Pennsylvania. I'm not going to say that like Trump secretly had like a million bajillion more votes. I can't really say for like the national race, but all I'm saying is in Pennsylvania, there was a lot of fishy shit going on that I personally saw, with my own two eyes. So that's all. Let me catch up with these comments. Actually, what's your opinion on the voter fraud, election fraud?
Yeah, I mean, I'm hesitant to say just because it's such like a tricky, like complicated situation. I think that there was definitely some sketchy shit going on. I live in Oregon, so here it's like solid blue. It doesn't matter. And so, nothing sketchy around here that I know of, but I definitely think shit went on. I don't know how it would affected the election either way. So it's hard to have an opinion on it, but
Yeah, that again, like that's just one of those things. It's like I don't know. I'm not investigating the election fraud. I can't say. Pager J says voter sus. Yeah, all I can say is it was sus. The election was sus. I'm not gonna say it was fraud, but it was definitely sus.
Super.
Thank you for the super chat, Austin. I'm gonna buy some lipstick with this. Thank you so much, Rick Gibbs. He says red lipstick. I'll buy both. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Let me scroll back. Justin Amash has AOC speak to his audience. He tweeted about it this weekend. I like that, and I saw a lot of people being like, Justin Amash shouldn't platform this socialist. And I was like, we should meet people where they are. If AOC wants to talk to me about decriminalizing drugs, I'll talk to her, and then I'll fucking red pill her. I feel like I could do it. I feel like I could seduce her, and we would live a very happy capitalist life together.
I feel like we both could. If we just like show up like this, like pull up with our like e-girl lipstick and shit, we'd be like, yo.
I don't think anyone could resist us. I think we can turn like the most hardest communist to a fucking capitalist. No one can resist this.
Come on, question. Let us talk to you.
She fucking fought for it. It's funny because my friend lives in her apartment building, and like she's actually
shut up.
Yeah, she's really nice and like compliments his baby and stuff when they go in the elevator together.
See, that's annoying because I feel like she aside from her asinine politics,
no, she was like a nice person, I think.
Yeah, like I could be friends with her, maybe like we could vibe, but like I don't know about that.
Another question. Do you know about hashtag cut the check in BLM? Basically, BLM protesters in Ferguson went to the Missourians organizing for reform and empowerment HQ demanding money for their role in Ferguson protests. I've never heard of that. I'm gonna look that up.
Me either.
That's crazy. This is a good song. They say anomaly, go post a black square. Shut the fuck up. You ain't Malcolm X, go sit in that chair. Bars. Guys, go listen to Thought Criminal, Patriot J featuring Anomaly. It's a good song.
Good. It's good.
I should have dyed my hair. Dog, the amount of different shades of brown my hair is right now from box dyeing my hair so much is just ridiculous. I'm never doing that shit again. I probably will though, but I'm not doing it right now. Another comment. I used to be on the decriminalized drugs train, but then I saw how it exacerbated the homelessness problem and just turned people into zombies. I'll pass. So the thing about this is, if heroin was legal tomorrow, would you do it? If crack was legal tomorrow, would you do it? If meth was legal tomorrow, would you do it? The people that struggle with addiction and struggle with substance abuse, they don't care about the legality of it, and they don't care that they may go to jail. If they're doing that shit in public, they don't care if they're going to jail over it. They need help, not to be put in a system where they're either locked in isolation or locked in there with violent criminals. And everybody knows, literally, you're kidding yourself if you don't think that drugs will make it into the prison system anyways. They will not be detoxed. They will not be clean. And it's also like, when you mean you're not on the decriminalized drugs train anymore, what drugs are we talking about? Because alcohol is a drug, caffeine is a drug, marijuana is a drug. I don't think people should be sitting in jail over a plant. I don't think that's very controversial or should be controversial, but sometimes it is. And in terms of harder drugs, like I said, heroin, meth, crack. I'm not saying legalize. I don't think we should be selling that shit at CVS. I'm just saying, if you're an addict, you deserve medical treatment, not to be thrown in a cell. And then, there's a fallacy argument that people come at me with, which is, oh, well, there's just going to be high people, breaking into houses and killing people. I'm like, that shit's already illegal. That shit's already illegal. You should arrest people for committing that crime. If somebody's smoking, shooting up, get them help. Get them help. And it actually really saddens me that marijuana is still a Schedule I drug. Oh, this is a perfect time to take a rip. Do you want to take a rip?
Yep.
Okay. All right.
Not like I had it ready or anything.
Who does that? Shut down my window. Anyways. That was a great segue into that.
I need to crack the window. Give me a second.
Oh, okay. Ass. We saw everything. Anyways. How do I feel about white people using the N-word? I like how you didn't say the N-word right. I don't know how to. I demand a certain level of respect when you talk to me. You know what? If your black friends let you say the N-word around them, say it around them. It's like the same way. I don't want people to call me a bitch. I don't want white people to call me a nigga. Like, don't. I'm not gonna fucking like go crazy and like fucking chimp out in public. And that was such a white supremacist dog whistle. But I'm not gonna go crazy and like fucking in public and like beat somebody up or demand somebody be canceled if someone says the N-word. I've had white friends that have used the N-word around me. I'm just like, yo, chill with that. I'm not crazy about it. PJ, let's go weed. I was having the time of my life looking at Pager J's fucking Mother's Day post yesterday because I smoked weed with him and his mom one time. It was fun.
Oh my god, I love it. I didn't see it all to look at it.
I don't know if you wanted me to say that. I don't care. Oh, let me put my Patreon up here for some Griff bucks. Anyways. Finally legal in Jersey. That would be nice if it was legal here. White Lightning says, I don't say it. I'm glad you don't say the N-word, White Lightning. I'm glad you don't say it. I'm about to turn into Dr. Umar here. This is ridiculous. Y'all are gorgeous. Oh,
thank you. That's so nice.
Thank you. So sweet.
Thanks.
I turned this shit on for 1 minute. Well, we really had no choice because someone brought up the question of decriminalizing drugs. So I don't know what else we were supposed to do. I don't know how else to answer that. It wasn't our fault. Yeah.
We weren't responsible for that.
I really had no choice. Can Hannah comment on what she has been called? None of it was nice. What is this in reference to?
I don't know. What are you talking about, Rick Gibbs? I mean, I've been called a lot of things in my day. What have I not?
Do you get called like a racist name for like Asians since you're half
That would be
Asian?
a shorter list. What?
You get called like a race. Have you been called like a racial slur for Asians since you're half Asian? Is that what it's in?
Yeah, I've been called a zipper head before.
What is that?
You don't know what a zipper head is?
No.
Dude, I'll probably get canceled just for telling you what it means. It's so bad. Okay. It's like from like Vietnam when they would like literally run over their heads with the fucking tanks. That's why it's called zipper head. I didn't know that until I like Googled it a couple years ago, like jokingly said it around me, and I was like, I've always heard that as like an Asian slur, but like I don't know what it means. And so I Googled it. Yeah, dude, that's what it fucking means. It's bad.
Disgusting.
It's like
that
really
is
bad.
Disgusting. That is like the brand of like really obscure racial slurs really excites me because I was watching The Patriot with my mom like a week ago, and The Patriot's one of my favorite movies ever, like literally one of my favorite movies ever. But we were talking about Mel Gibson, and I was like, wait, isn't he like racist? But I couldn't remember what he said that was so racist. And then like I looked it up, and he told his ex-wife that he hopes that she gets raped by a pack of N-words. And I was like, what the fuck? And then I was like, oh wait, I remember, wasn't he anti-Semitic too? And then I was like, what did he say that was anti-Semitic? And apparently he called Winona Ryder an oven dodger. Like she dodged the ovens in the Holocaust. Like she should have been burned in the Holocaust.
Stop.
And I was like, that is so weird. Like you have to be so racist to come up with some shit like that. Because I would never think to call someone that. That is just like zipperhead or oven dodger. I was like, that is so weird.
The creativity level racism is like 10 out of 10 creativity for that racial slur because holy shit.
And now I can't watch The Patriot anymore. Yeah, of course Mel Gibson is your fucking spirit animal, you goddamn fucking Patriot J is like literally the only black white nationalist I know. But yeah, literally he said he hopes his ex-wife gets raped by a pack of with the hard R. Dude. And I'm not gonna say that on live because I like literally I'm looking a little too Caucasian today to be saying all that. I posted my braids on Twitter yesterday. Then Sharice Lane, who's a good friend of mine, she commented I was looking pretty Afrocentric or Eurocentric, and I was like, "How dare you?" But she was right. I don't have my summer tan yet. This is definitely a white girl hairstyle. So
it is. It's super sorority girl.
Okay, you weren't supposed to agree. You were supposed to say, no, Olivia, you look like a Nubian queen, gorgeous African ebony princess. That you're supposed to be like cocoa butter, chocolate, little lady. Like you were supposed to totally disagree with me. Okay.
Okay, I'll do it next.
Thank you.
I'm sorry, my mocha beautiful chocolate.
Thank you. Paper J, I am going to donate this $4.99. Oh, was that a truly?
Yeah, dude, strawberry lemonade.
I'm gonna donate this $4.99 to Black Lives Matter. Thank you.
In the name of white nationalism.
Yeah, I'm gonna donate it in Nick Fuentes' name. Mel Gibson is a very well-known anti-Semite. Yeah, I guess I heard that he had accusations of being racist and anti-Semite, but I never bothered to look what. I think I was scared to look it up because I really like The Patriot, and it's literally
worse than I thought.
I can't watch it anymore because he plays this amazing patriotic character who doesn't care if you're black or white. The black people that worked on his farm, they were freed men. He was very woke for being pre-Civil War. He didn't own slaves and he was anti-slavery and all that kind of stuff in the movie. And now I'm what the fuck? He hopes his ex-wife. I can't even repeat it. It's so disgusting.
Dude, that's so bad. You think too, when he was filming that movie, what was going through your mind there, Mel? What were you thinking about? Because you were playing a character, obviously.
Yeah, I mean, I guess he's a good actor that he can act and not.
Yeah, I guess so. I pretend that you're not a racist.
You need a Discord group so we can't be censored. I've honestly thought about starting a Discord, but then I'm like, I don't know. I feel like it would just become a cesspool really, really quick. It would just be the worst of the people on Twitter that would join my Discord. I don't trust yeah. There would if I had a dream Discord, it would be a bunch of cool people. If I could choose who joins it, but I don't know how Discord works. I don't think you can choose. I'm gonna pose this question to Hannah. Are you even patriotic if you're not racist?
No, you can't. It's one and the same. You can't be one and not be the other, obviously.
I tweeted the other day that I was racist against white liberals. So does that count? I think it counts.
You tweeted what the other day?
That I was racist against white liberals.
Oh, no, I think that's fine.
I forget. It was some bitch that said, what did she say? It was some crazy, it was some white liberal saying something that was peak white liberal in defense of black people. And I was shut the fuck up. I was shut up. And then she blocked me. I forget what she said.
There's nothing more annoying than the white liberal that speaks out on behalf of minorities or in a hoorah, kumbaya fucking thing. Asian friends and family. Shut the fuck up. I'm not posting my white friends and family. What? Shut up. You.
Oh, wait, let me run this by you because you're Asian. Is it racist if I post a yellow square? Because
yes, it's fucking racist.
What the fuck? I want to show my support for the Asian or the AAPI community. What the fuck even is the Asian? Oh, Asian American Pacific Islander. Yeah. Whatever. This is the first year I've heard of that. Maybe it's been around for a while. Oh, okay.
Honestly, me too.
All right.
I'm suddenly getting emails from the AAPI fucking resource center at PSU. I shit you fucking all of a sudden. It didn't exist before. I didn't sign up for these emails.
What is with all these strange acronyms? Because out of the UK now we have BIPOC.
Oh yeah, what?
And
Black, indigenous, people of color, is that what it is?
Yeah, I was like, doesn't people of color encompass all of that? Like, I was like really confused because I thought people of color was just everyone who's not white, which I also feel like is a very dumb term because why is everyone who's not white its own category? But I thought that encompassed Black and indigenous.
Everybody else white, everybody else.
Yeah, and then I'm like, correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not on some Hotep shit here. Like William Shakespeare was Black, but aren't the indigenous people of the UK white?
I think so. I think that's how it works.
And I'm like, then by indigenous, what do they mean? Do they mean indigenous to Australia? Do they mean indigenous to Africa? Do they mean indigenous to the US? Like, I was just like, what does this mean? And at first, when I first saw bi POC, I was like, are they saying bisexual people of color? That's what I thought they were saying.
That's what I thought it was. It's so dumb.
I was like,
they're gonna just keep making up more. We're getting very specific with our acronyms now.
Yeah, I was really concerned. Being racist against white liberals isn't racism, it's common sense. Agreed. Yes, agreed. Oh my god, my bitch Jennifer in the chat. What up, Jennifer? Oregon has some bad internet. I'm not sure if it's my internet or her internet, but we're making do here. We're just trying.
It's probably mine. I live in the boonies and I do what I can. We literally don't have a choice for internet. We have one company that we can use because we're so far out here. Yeah.
When I lived in Pennsylvania, it was the same. Because I lived like up in the mountains, in the Poconos, and that was like the same. Oh, we're all racist to white liberals in this chat.
As we should.
Yeah, Patriot J. Yeah, that's literally what I thought it was. It is kind of weird that people who are not white get put in one group. I do not feel more attached to an Asian person than a white person as a North African. That I find that so strange. I find that so strange because me and Hannah would be in the same group, even if you want to intersectionalize it further. We're both women of color, but clearly we're not the same race. I mean, we're both half white. That's the part of us that is the same. Okay, maybe we are the same. But it's just so it's like I don't think we go through life and like half white is our identifier. I think our side that's half minority is more of our identifier, just being in a majority white country. So it's just so weird to group women of color or people of color together. It's like other than being people, what do we have in common? Because historically we've had different struggles and issues in the country. We've got to the country in different ways. We've had different political views and different political goals. I'm just like, why is it non-white versus white? Because I just feel like if you want to refer to people who are not white, just say non-white. Don't make it some big political group like people of color.
Yeah, I agree.
And I wanted to ask you, being biracial too, I guess I shouldn't have spoken for you, but do you feel like you're socialized more as white or Asian or both?
I feel, well, like Asian mostly, but like when it's convenient, you know, people will put me in when they, you know, when I'm not fitting into what they think an Asian should be, you know, or views I should have or whatever.
I see that on Twitter. People are like, this white anti-vaxxer bitch. I'm like, what?
Yeah. Hello, like, no. And like, especially because, I mean, I get that I'm half white. Like when people say like, oh, you're white, like, yes, I know that I'm half white, but that's not the point. The point is that I don't look white to most people wouldn't peg me for white. And like, that's makes up who I am. Because if you look at me, like, that's good. Is like, you're not going to judge me as a white person. You're going to judge me as whatever, you know, you see me as. And so I don't know. It's just like, I don't like being put in a box because of that. And yeah, I don't know. I don't want to say too much more because that's like one of my super irritating. I hate that when people fucking call me white and just devalue everything I have to say. Like, oh, you're just whitewashed, or like,
yeah,
it's annoying.
Yeah, it's an interesting topic because I'm trying to think. I might have had like one or two other biracial people on my channel, but I haven't talked about race very much with them. And I feel the same. I don't feel socialized as a white woman at all. I don't feel white. In this country. I don't feel like a white woman. I feel black and I feel mixed. That's basically how I feel. And it depends. Like if I'm in like a really white area, like where I went to boarding school and I was like one of the very few black people in my school. I felt black. I did not feel mixed. There would be people like when they saw a picture of my mom or they saw my mom, they'd be like, "Oh, I thought you were black." I was like, "I am, but I'm mixed. Like I have a white mom." And they would be like, "Oh, you're black." And this is when I faced a lot of racism. This is the point in my life where I faced a lot of racism. I would get called the N-word by white people. I would get, pegged as like the angry black woman, or just like, stereotypes. Like just racist bullshit. But no one was saying that because I was half white. They were saying it because I was half black. So I just felt more black. And then here, in Maryland, I live in like one of the most diverse cities in the country, right outside DC. And there's a lot of black people here, and there's a lot of mixed people here. There's a lot of Hispanic people here. Here, I feel more mixed because I'm not alone, and I get socialized as a mixed person. I think white people will always, they're never going to view me as white, but black people tend to accept me more. I would say like they're quicker to claim somebody who's mixed as black, I think. I don't know how it is with Asians. Like, do Asians claim people who are mixed as Asian?
I mean, honestly, it's so funny that all this like Asian stuff is happening all of a sudden, because I feel like it's not something that we really talk about. Like I come from a big like Filipino, but my whole family's from Hawaii, and so like we, all the Hawaiian traditions, we practice everything like traditional, and like we're worried about that in like our own little bubble, and like whoever wants to come is welcome. Like almost everybody in my family married a white person, like everyone in my brown family.
They have a lot of mixed race people in Hawaii too, right?
Yeah, I mean, there's like
it's like a whole island full of happens over there.
Yeah,
fuck.
For sure, because like they love the white people, and so yeah, it's just like we don't spend time like talking about it or like compare. Like it's just not something we talk about because like we're just too busy, just chilling.
Yeah, I feel like if I went to Africa, I would probably be viewed as white or on the white side of things. And not just because of my complexion, but just because I'm like visibly mixed. Like if I went to, in South Africa, they call mixed people colored. They don't call them white or black. It's like its own separate.
Really?
Yeah, it's like its own separate race. So I don't even know if I went to Africa, I would be considered black, but in America, I do feel black. And of course, I'm genetically black too. And like my family and my history, I'm an American descendant of slavery. So I connect and I have roots in the Black American struggle and the come up and the civil rights movement and all that kind of stuff. Like my grandparents were in that shit. So I feel like it's also like a heritage thing, I guess. Why did you just comment hard ER? Why? Let me go back through these comments.
Yeah, we missed a bunch.
Yeah, I'm literally the worst. I always find it strange to see a BLM sign and a rainbow flag next to each other. It makes them look like trophies instead of support for communities. It is low-key weird, and I've talked about this before, but I really hate intersectionality. I really hate that shit. That's like, as a Black transgender intersex polyamorous woman, these are, I'm like, why does all that shit matter? Why does all that shit matter? And half that shit doesn't even affect you in day-to-day life, I guarantee. Like none of that shit's politically relevant. And I really hate intersectionality when they like compare or connect like the Black struggle to like the LGBT struggle. It's not the same. Not like literally not the same at all. And I just it's like a thing where it's like no one has to know you're LGBT if you don't make a big fucking deal about it. People look at me and see I'm Black. People look at you and see you're Asian. Like it's just so weird to conflate the two. So yeah, I agree. Whenever somebody has like all these flags and shit in their bio, or they're all these hashtags like BLM, stop Asian hate, like LGBTQ plus whatever the fuck. I'm like, these are like trophies. Y'all are connected. Yeah, like collecting these. It's mad weird.
And it's just it's more virtue signaling. It's just the same shit in a different form.
Yeah, and it's like I don't know. It also feels really, really weird when I see like white people doing that, like just straight white people who don't fit into any of those categories. Because I'm like, what do you? I don't know. It just feels like they're inserting themselves into something. Like you have, like be proud of yourself. Like I'm not saying you have to put white pride in your fucking bio. Like don't do that shit. Don't do that. I'm warning you guys. Don't
recommend against that.
Yeah, but like, just be a good friend to your Black friends. Be a good friend to your gay friends. Like I promise, I don't need you out here saying some stupid shit like on our behalf.
Yeah, totally.
You also have the advantage of Blackness coming from your father, not your mother. Yeah, I would say that the majority of Black people who do view mixed people as Black, it's like usually if they have a Black dad, like that's just a thing. It's like how Jewish people view you as Jewish if you have a Jewish mom. It's like Black people view you as Black if you have a Black dad. I don't know why that is. I think maybe Black culture is a bit more patriarchal in nature. And so they just they just value that more. It's like, you have your dad's last name, you have your dad's race, I guess.
Right.
I don't really know. Pedro J says Black mom. So are you saying I'm not Black, Jordan? Is this what you're telling me? Is this what you're telling me? Because that's what it sounds like. All right. Friendship with Jordan officially ended. Hannah is my new best friend. Cop Molly used a new acronym, AANHPI, Asian American, Native Hawaiian, and Pacific.
That what?
Is Hawaii not in the Pacific? Yes! I thought that's Pacific. I thought that kind of encompasses that.
She's grifting to a new group now, the Native Hawaiians. Except if she knew that there are zero full like Hawaiians anymore. Like they don't exist.
They got like fucking genocided. They're like mixed with like Asian and white now. Like they're fucking gone.
They're done. They've mixed with Filipino and Japanese and white people, and there's no more Hawaiians. So like she needs to just put that shit on the shelf and not say it ever again.
Okay, I'm really mad. Now all my hotel friends are pouring in the chat trying to tell me I'm not Black. Fuck you, Jordan. First of all, I was like texting Jordan today and she's like giving me relationship advice, and now she's telling me I'm not Black. So
I'm not Asian guys, then if that's like the rule.
Guys, follow Hotep Virgin Mary on Twitter. She's hilarious. This is a good question. If reparations become a thing, do you think white people who have like 2.5% Black DNA no, we've actually gone over this. My first live stream ever was Sharice Lance. We went over reparations, and basically we went over like the ADOS plan, ADOS101.com or .org or some shit, which is American Descendants of Slavery. And basically you can be mixed, but you have to have like grandparents or parents that are ADOS. You can't just have like a distant ancestor. So I would go by that plan. Jesus Christ, why would you ask this?
What does that mean?
You don't know what that means? You're so fucking lucky. I don't even know if I should explain this shit.
I had to tell you what a zipper head is. You have to tell me.
It's like this fetish shit. That's like I don't want to say it.
Do me. You have to.
It's like if you're Black and you have a white partner, like you let them like treat you like a slave in bed, like you let them call you like the N-word or like whip you.
Oh my God, are you serious?
Bruh, he said the fact that you know what race play is says it all. I just exposed myself. No, I'm just playing. I'm not.
Oh my God.
No, this is crazy.
Wow, I'm learning so many things about Mel Gibson and kinks I didn't want to know about.
Oof. Let this. I'm gonna put this on the record. I am not into race play, guys.
Oh my god.
Not for me. Anytime I talk to a white guy, though, they make like jokes like that. I'm like, wait, are you serious? Because this is not gonna work out. I've talked to like
jokes about that.
I've talked to like a lot of white dudes that like fetishize that shit.
I mean, Asian women get fetishized for sure too, definitely.
Anytime I see like an elderly white dude with like a tiny Asian woman, I'm like, is it wrong for my first reaction to be that's a mail order bride? Because that's what I think of.
No, because it probably is. It's not like uncouth, it's just true. There's a 25-year-old Asian woman would be with a 75-year-old disgusting
it has to be like a very large age gap for me to think that. If it's like 5 or 10 years, 15 years, even, I'm like, whatever, like people have stuff in common. But if it's like a really super old guy and like a tiny little Asian girl and she's like barely legal, I'm like, do you need help, ma'am? Like, do you need help?
Let's blink twice if you're being held against your will.
This is a good explanation for what this. I hate what my channel has become. I hate what my channel has become. Is this who we are? Is this what we represent?
Oh, this is so icky. This is making me feel
this
gross.
is a better way to describe it. I actually didn't have to go into that much detail, but yeah, it's basically like race degradation. Like you can basically be racist to your partner in bed.
Oof. Yikes.
I don't know who told you this, but I do not do this, Jordan. And I have 2 of my friends named Jordan in the same chat, literally blowing the shit out of me. I don't like it. No More White Men 2021. I would say that if I wasn't currently dating a white guy, I'm kind of a race traitor right now, but it's whatever.
I can't say that either.
Oh yeah, you're like marrying an entire white man.
He is like the whitest white man you could find. Let's talk about that.
I'm so excited you're getting married. Are you excited you're getting married?
I'm excited. We're like waiting. We got engaged in December, but we have so many weddings to go to this year because everyone had to like reschedule their shit from last year. So we'll probably wait till next year and do it. But yeah, it's exciting.
Are you comfortable sharing like the proposal story? Was it like cute?
It was super cute. It was super like low key, which is like perfect, like exactly like who I am and what we are. Like we just got an Airbnb. We actually planned a trip to California for our 4-year anniversary, and then everything got shut down like literally like the day before we were supposed to leave, like in California, and they canceled. So we had to like get an Airbnb, and like we weren't even supposed to have it, so we had to like stay in the Airbnb the whole time. But he like there was like a really nice pool in the backyard, and he like set all the lights up. It was like pink and purple lights.
So cute.
Like, yeah, and like set up like he was like, oh, we should take some pictures. Like we haven't taken any pictures since we've been here, and then like set up his phone and everything. And I thought we were just taking pictures, and then he like did it. So like the whole thing got recorded too. It was like super cute. So yeah, it was.
Wait, that is like a dream. When you said like kind of like chill or like low key, I thought it was gonna be like not like that. That's like my dream. If I could get a guy to like set some shit up, like, record
no, he did
really
it. Good, really good.
You are living life. You are living life. I would like. Okay, please.
Oh God, what is it, dude?
I'm literally not gonna answer your questions anymore.
I just have a feeling there's a lot more going on here than we need to like delve into.
Probably some psychiatric issues we need to address. I'm not equipped to address those. I'm not equipped to help you, sir. Yeah. Question for Hannah. Comments on Portland. What are your general comments on Portland?
Oh God. I honestly don't even like, I just avoid it. Everyone I know avoids it now. Like I don't have to go down there for work anymore. No one goes down there for fun anymore. Like it's just gross. It's overrun. There's a Twitter not a Twitter account, an Instagram account. Where's my phone? I think it's literally just Portland looks like shit, and that's the Instagram account. But it's real. I mean, if you want to know like what Portland, the state of Portland really is, like just look at that Instagram. I'm trying to find it. Hang on. Portland.
I've never been there. I've never even been up in that part of the country. So how bad is it really? Because I see conservative Twitter like blowing it up all the time. Like, you know.
No, dude, it's like actually.
It's not an exaggeration.
It's not an exaggeration. It's so bad. Like, I found the Twitter. So this is the Twitter. They have like almost 19,000 followers. It's literally Portland looks like shit. Go scroll. Like, I mean, everything got decriminalized, right? So like people are like shooting up in the streets. Like there's needles everywhere. Like people, so many businesses got shut down because of the pandemic. And then the businesses that did survive, they're saying that like they can't even walk outside in like sandals or anything because there's literal like needles just all over like the sidewalks and stuff. It's just Ted Wheeler's not doing anything. Kate Brown's not doing anything. It's just really sad.
Crazy. That's crazy because I think that public intoxication is rightfully a crime. So I feel like if you're going to decriminalize drugs, the public intoxication should still cover that. People should not be shooting up on the street. So I do want to make that clear for the people that are in the comments or on Twitter. They're like, Olivia, but people are just going to shoot up in the street. If you keep that part illegal, it'll just treat it like a DUI, treat it like public intoxication, you know, and get them help because these people are still people. You know, they're addicts, they're sick, it's a disease. I understand doing drugs is a choice until it isn't a choice anymore, you know. So at that point, they do need help.
Yep.
I'm not an addict. I honestly don't even have anyone close to me that's an addict, you know, a drug addict, but I can relate to the feeling of feeling like out of control or just in a depressed state that would make somebody do that. So I take issue to people dehumanizing addicts and stuff, but it's still a problem. It still affects people. If you see people shooting up in the street, that's going to bring down your fucking property value. So I get it. I understand both sides.
Totally.
But other than that, do you like the city? Are there any redeemable qualities? Like, should I go visit?
I mean, it is a beautiful city. Like, that's what's so sad. Like, Portland in itself, it's right on the water. Like, you know, all the buildings downtown are beautiful. Like, the waterfront is beautiful. There's, like, the Blues Fest they have every year. There's, like, so much fun stuff, like the Rose Festival. And, like, it's so sad to see that it, like, just what it's become in the last year because it's just an entirely different place. Like, a year ago, if you asked me that question, I would have been like, fucking absolutely. Like, come, I'll show you, like, everything. Like, I'll take you downtown, whatever. Now, I wouldn't even be comfortable, like, taking you downtown, like, if you came, because it's not the Portland that, like, I love and, like, the Portland that every, you know, Oregonian knows and loves. It's just not that way anymore, and it's really sad.
That is sad because I do want to visit just because, like I said, I've never been there before. I like traveling, like, you know, meeting people and stuff. And I've heard it was once a beautiful city, and it makes me sad to see the pictures and videos on Twitter of people, you know, living in tents and, you know, whatever the fuck they do over there. It makes me sad. Oh, bye, Jordan. Bye, PJ. Thanks for bullying me. I hate you. What is your favorite city that you've been to?
God, that's a good question. I'm trying to think. I haven't traveled a lot, which is like kind of crazy. I love Seattle. Same kind of thing. I mean, I love Seattle and Portland both. Like, I love the Pacific Northwest. Like, the people up here are wonderful and lovely and nice, and everyone's kind of like, it's just warm and inviting, and it's not warm outside most of the time, but like, I just love it up here. Like, it's amazing. But Seattle has a lot of the same problems, you know, that Portland does. And I'm trying to think of where else I've been. I don't know. I haven't traveled that much. I'm kind of sheltered.
You strike me as someone who travels a lot. I think it's just like how you're a blogger and you write a lot. I don't know. You just strike me as someone who travels a lot.
I lived in California for like 3 years after high school. I literally graduated high school and moved to California like the week after I graduated just to like do it. And that was like I lived in Orange County, so that was like 2 hours south of LA, and LA is gross. But yeah, I mean, I went to New York like once. I went to Chicago once. That was nice. But yeah, I don't know. I don't travel.
I hate New York. I hate New York.
I don't know that I would go back as an adult. Like, I don't think I would.
It's not a great place. I went there in March I was on like a business trip, and I had to first I had to quarantine the hotel for like 4 days. Like legally, they would not let you out of the hotel. You had to fucking quarantine. And then when I finally get out, I like go to hit the town. Dog, I'm not gonna read your fucking comment. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I understand you paid $3 for that comment. I'm done. I'm not reading that shit. I'm not putting on his screen. I'm sorry.
Jesus Christ.
Please chill the fuck out. Sorry, I literally lost my train of thought. Oh yeah. I the day I left New York and the day I left the hotel and went out on the town to eat and shit, it was just trash everywhere, rats everywhere. Everyone was like me. No one wants to hold a door for you to give you directions because it's like COVID and they're fucking New Yorkers. So
yeah.
Oh my god. No, I
Can people comment so like that one goes away? Oh, thanks.
I removed him. I'm sorry. He literally sent me $3 to send him that. I will send if he messages me, I will send him the $3 back. But I'm sorry.
I'll send him 5 just to not do that ever again.
If you're still watching this, like message me on Twitter. I'll cash up you $3. Like please don't harass me in my chat. My favorite city that I visited, I've traveled a lot. Honestly, I really love DC, and that's like a bias because I live here. And it has a lot of falls. I'm not saying DC is like the best. Like, probably wouldn't want to live in this area forever, but it gets a bad rap. It is the swamp, but I know people here. I like the food here. It's clean. It's like a rather clean city as far as cities go, so I enjoy that. Unless you go down into certain metro stations, then you'll see rats, but who cares? A little rat. But yeah, I hate New York. I went to Chicago. I've been to Chicago once or twice. It was okay. It wasn't.
I don't remember something like super. I don't remember anything standing out about Chicago. Like I remember it was like nice.
Yeah, it was like I was like okay. Where else have I been? I've been to Atlanta. Oh, Savannah is a really nice city. I really like historical cities, and it's like right on the water, and there's beach, and there's a lot of cool like bars and stuff that won't card you. Haha, I'm not 21 yet. Haha. Yeah, I'm a baby.
I would always.
Olivia needs some mods. I do need mods. Austin, or if anyone else, I probably would only need one mod, but yeah, I think I do need some mods at this point. Where was the other comment you left? Oh yeah, I wanted to address this, Austin. First of all, you have a wife, so let me just let me help you save your marriage right here. Don't comment this. I will find Mrs. Arcade kids and comment this. Anyways, Hannah, yes. What projects do you have coming up? What articles are you writing? What are you working on right now?
I'm working on an article about Dave Chipman, who is the ATF pick, Biden's ATF pick for director. They haven't had a director since 2015. I already made the argument that we should just get rid of the ATF altogether.
Based.
But this is my follow-up. So it's like Dave Chipman, like specifically, and like how he's been caught lying about Waco, and he's kind of just like a total piece of shit.
Yeah, he's a piece of shit. He's a real piece of shit.
He's a gun-grabbing piece of shit, and he wants to take your guns. So working on a piece about that. Then probably I'm gonna follow up a piece about why Kate Brown is the most shit governor in the country right now. And I feel like I can make that argument. So stay tuned.
Okay. Got a question here. Is this on your blog or is this on the Rogue Review?
This will be Rogue Review.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, guys, go to Rogue Review. Check me on there too. I linked Hannah's blog in the description, but when we get off, I'll link to the Rogue Review as well and add that. Is that all you're working on? You got any special projects? Are you making any other appearances on any other podcasts? Because I watched you on Liberty Lockdown. That was a fun episode.
Thanks.
I really like that. It was
that was fun. That was fun to do. I don't have anything booked right now. I'm just kind of like focused on finishing up school. I'm officially done. My last day of class is August 25th. So I'm like in the home stretch. I'm working on my like senior project, and then I'll have my capstone. So I'm just like super focused on that right now. I'm actually working on a policy project about police reform. So I'll probably like drop that on my blog like after
that sounds
I turn it in. Yeah, so that's what I'm working on in school. So yeah, I'll release that like once I actually turn it in and like I get like the clear to like share it or whatever. And then then I'll be done with school and then I'll really be able to like focus on big stuff coming up in the fall.
What big stuff you have coming up in the fall?
Just like more writing and like more I don't want to give away too much. You're like put me on the spot.
Oh. By all means, keep that shit to yourself. I will wait for the surprise.
I'll tell you, but not on the stream.
But, cool. Thank you for the super chat. Soul, opinion on the insane amount of bot propaganda. Are we talking about Brooklyn Dad? Because I'm always ready for some Brooklyn Dad slander. Bot propaganda accounts on Twitter and both their effect and who may be behind them on political and is that I don't know what cov means. Is government? COVID posts. Okay. Yeah, if we're talking about like Brooklyn Dad or like what were those two brothers? I forget who the fuck they were. But like literally all these big Democrat accounts that are like,
oh yeah.
Yeah, all those people that are like tweeting under like who are like tweeting under Trump's tweets or tweeting under like anyone's tweets and like selling their fucking shitty t-shirts. Get the fuck out of here. Who's behind them? They're probably on a Democratic payroll somewhere, like BLM was, and how BLM was financing a lot of Democrats. I think that the sales of these, these big ass Democrat Twitter accounts make, I think they go to DNC. So yeah. Rick Gibbs, thank you for purchasing a $9.99 super sticker. I appreciate you.
Oh, that's so nice.
I don't know. People on my chats, like, I literally love you guys. It was crazy because when I did my first live stream with Charisse, people started saying super chats, and I barely even knew what they were. I didn't know I had those enabled, and I never asked, but people always started sending them. So I don't know. I really appreciate it, guys. And I started doing like YouTube and live streams for fun, like not for money, but it really makes me feel good about my content because I never felt like people like not appreciated it, but I don't know if people genuinely enjoyed it or genuinely thought it was like funny or informative, or I don't know why people watch me, but for any of those reasons, I don't know. I just really appreciate it, guys. So yeah, thank you for the super chats and the super stickers and all that kind of stuff. But Hannah, thank you so much for being here. Do you have any final thoughts or final opinions or hot takes to leave us with?
I'm trying to cook up something real good before we
cook up something real good because I'll clip it and post on Twitter and be like, Hannah Griff just dropped the based bomb of the night. No, make it good.
Well, okay. Actually, no, I do have something. It's a little hinty poo to what we got planned in the future here. I don't know who saw, but like Oregon is gaining a congressional seat and like New York is losing a congressional seat. Like, so I'll just leave you with that. We know who's in New York, AOC. I don't know if it's going to be her that gets the axe, but I'll just put that in your heads and leave you with that.
Oh, interesting. So we have Hannah's cooking up something. I don't know what it is. Maybe she'll tell me off live and I'll try not to leak it. But anyways, thank you so much, Hannah. I will put your Twitter right up there, her website. Yeah, right, girl. Where she posts her blog posts, also in the description. And I think I put your Instagram in the description as well.
It's the same.
Yeah, same handle, right?
Same as Twitter.
But okay. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you so much, guys, for joining me in the live stream, except for that one guy that was asking me about like race play and the other shit I'm not gonna fucking repeat.
Oof.
If he's still watching, DM me because I'll send you your $3 back. I don't want to keep your dirty, fucking nasty, sexually explicit money. I don't need your little $3. Please don't do it. Anyways, thank you guys.